if you don't want to be recorded, now's the time to bail off. And I will share this out on our user group. Thanks, Liz.
Yes.
All right. So again, my name is Dan Edwards. I head the user group here in Southern California, working with Liz and the group from Dynamics User Group. We're going to start with introductions here first. I just wanted to kind of give a agenda for the meeting today. And again, that's pretty flexible. We're still getting things started here in SoCal, so want to open this up for a lot of discussion. But I know we have some users, partners, ISVs, all on the mix. So wanted to make sure we cover that, talk a little bit about what's coming from Microsoft, got some things to share on Copilot, and really do some planning around the user group. But the biggest thing around user groups is getting to know each other in the community. So I want to take some time here to go around and give everybody a chance to introduce themselves, give a little bit about your name, your background, your company, what you work with in the Dynamics arena, what your relationship is with Dynamics if you're a user, partner, customer, which products, because as we all know, Dynamics 365 can be several different products. And then I always like to throw in something fun. So since we're at the holidays, what is a simple holiday tradition that you like? So with that, I'll start it off. My name's, as I mentioned, Dan Edwards. I'm a CPA and managing director at Crow, a large CPA firm. And I guess I'll throw another caveat on there. I'm also starting as an adjunct professor teaching accounting information systems at Vanguard University, my alma mater. So gonna kind of wear both hats there. And it's amazing. There's going to be a lot of dynamics in my accounting information systems class. Not quite sure how that happened. So my relationship is a partner. Crow, we're a large partner working mainly with F&O, but I also do a lot on the CE platform, and I'm getting up to speed on Business Central as well. We won't talk about how long I've been doing it. Let's put it this way, the hair was not gray at that time. And for simple holiday tradition, it's going to go with one that we're going to do this Sunday, and it's our family cookie decorating. Used to be competition. We've moved away from competition because it got a little too competitive. But something we started when the kids were little, and it's amazing. They've all moved out of the house, and they ask every year, "When's the cookie decorating?" So it's going to be Sunday. And should be fun. Got the granddaughter's going to get to join this year. She's old enough. So with that, Liz, I'll turn it over to you to go next, and then we'll just kind of rotate through.
Sounds awesome. Good afternoon, everybody. I am Liz Hallen. I am the VP at Dynamics User Group. So you'll hear me talk here in a little bit and tell you a little bit about what Doug is if you don't know. I am not an end user, a partner, or an ISV. And I don't really know and have a lot of expertise with using the actual products, but I have been in the Dynamics and Power Platform community. And I'm comfortable sharing, Dan, that I've been with the community for over 23 years. Steve, crazily enough, don't know the products. I have used a little bit of CRM, but I'm really here to help foster and develop the community as a whole. And so that is me. My simple holiday tradition, I just started doing this a few years ago with my kids. We do the hide a pickle tradition. If any of you know what that is, there is a pickle ornament, and it's literally a tree ornament that is in the shape of a pickle, and you hide it in your tree, and the first person to find the pickle in the tree gets a bonus present. So my kids love that.
Great, Liz. In 23 years, I wish my number was only 23. We'll go with that. maybe transpose those digits and we might be close. I'm just going to go down in alphabetical order in the list that's here. Alfonso, you want to go next?
Sure, Dan. How are you? Hi, everybody. By the way, Dan, do you ever work with Mr. Grobstein at Crow back in the day?
Doesn't sound familiar, but we are up to so many people now.
Yeah, he was one of the main partners. He was with Crow in Studio City for, gosh, late 80s, early 90s. I think
Oh
his
yeah,
son
I've
is
only been
already
here
part of-
6 years.
Oh, I see. Yeah, so I go back 30 years with the Crow team. But anyway, I'm a certified solutions architect for Dynamics, finance and operations. I've been using the product since version 4.0 back in 2006. I've been doing IT for the last 32 years, 35 years, give or take. So it's a pleasure to meet all of you.
And you're not getting off that easy. What's the holiday tradition?
You know, keep it simple. This year, we're going to go and see the Pitch Mode in concert next week.
Awesome.
They're playing in the Crypto Arena. So it's one of those special occasions every 5 years.
Ah, sounds good. All right, Anne-Marie.
Oops, there he is. I'm sorry, I was talking and my mic is muted. Hello, I'm Anne-Marie, Dynamic Web. Sorry, didn't do my hair today. Not gonna go on camera. um, I work with Dynamic Web. We're an ISV for e-commerce. I've been in the channel since 2015, working for various ISVs in the Microsoft space. And I am a personal user of CRM, but have used back in the day GP in the past. And a simple holiday tradition, good one. Right now, we're just taking turns going from California and New York. So this year it's California.
There we go. All right, Gavin.
Well, hi, everybody. I'm up to my neck right now in a Dynamics 365 F&O implementation. We're going live January the 1st, so it's close. I doubt if any of you know the company I work for. It's called Agron. We are a licensee of Adidas accessories in North America. So all those caps, hats, bags, socks, underwear, I have it all. We, for many years, have run Sage, customized the heck out of it to the point that it's unmaintainable. Nobody understands how it works. The data is corruptible on demand. But somehow we've built a significant business out of it. I went through an evaluation and I chose a company out of North Carolina called Sunrise. And prior to this, in a previous lifetime, I actually ran Microsoft consulting in Southern California for 10 years. And I've been extremely impressed with Sunrise as a partner. Their methodologies, their approach, and we had a plan to go live January 1, roughly just over 14 months of the whole project, and we're going to be on plan and under budget. So the minute that happens, the next day I'm going to retire.
Awesome.
We've also been heavily involved with SPS. That has been a challenge. I think that's going to give me my gray beard. But just to put it in perspective, we were doing one of our largest orders that we get, about 44,000 lines, and that took in the first test 10 hours.
Ooh.
I went a little bit ballistic, just a little bit, a tad, maybe that's my tradition. And I got some focus with them. We got it down to 13 minutes. And it's just a good testament to know what you have to focus on, I guess. And experience just gave me a sense that this is something we needed to do. And so it's all systems go. Our management is extremely excited. And The other thing that we've also implemented quite heavily in the company is to get away from reporting and go more into BI.
Awesome.
So the CEO gets every morning a BI report, and he doesn't have to have 20 other supplemental reports, because if he wants to just look and drill into the margin based on a product over a time period, it's all there. And that has been also extremely rewarding of how we've just migrated dramatically away. So we're excited. And I guess my simple holiday tradition is to spoil my grandkids.
I will agree with that one. I've only got one
So,
right now, but that's it.
I just gave my 2.5-year-old his first little VW bug. My wife
Awesome.
thinks I'm nuts, but anyway.
Awesome. Hey, Alfonso,
Nice to
I
meet
see
you.
you. Hey, Alfonso, I see you have your hand up. Did you have a question?
Yeah, I was going to mention to Gavin that if he needs help with SPS Commerce and EDI, I assume you're using the DM EDI version, the
Yes.
Dynamics. Yeah, so I have about 15 years experience working with them, and performance is one of the issues that I can maybe give you some heads up. So if you want to connect, reach out on LinkedIn to me.
I'll
Look
do
me
that.
up as Alfonso Montero, and we can have a chat, and I can give you
Great.
some ideas.
Yeah, I am looking at getting some additional people on into the team. Just to put in perspective, Agron does about $600 million of sales annually, and we have 70 people in the company.
Wow.
That's really
Good.
kind of the volume I deal with. I deal with 500 to $2 billion companies doing the integrations with Data Masons or SPS Commerce. They were acquired 2.5 years ago. But again, one of the experts in the country with D365 and Data Masons. So just
Terrific.
look me up.
Thank you.
I might be able to help you out.
Perfect.
Terrific. Thank you.
All right. Well, we'll move on to Gwen.
Hello, everybody. Gwen Golden. I'm with a company called Experlogics. We are an ISV, so we offer configure, price, quote, and document automation solutions that work with all of the Dynamics platforms. Internally, I am a Dynamics CRM user, so use it day in and day out, or D365 sales, I should say. We also, as a company, have BC, but I don't have my hands on that. I have been actually with Experlogics for 16 years and in the industry for a very, very long time as well. So good to see you all. And I guess a simple holiday tradition. In the past, I mean, I loved just going driving to look at Christmas lights. I haven't done that in several years. So seeing this bullet point reminded me I need to do that this year.
There we go.
That's what I'll go look at some lights.
Sounds great. All right. Let's see if I get this right. Iborn?
Yes. How you doing? It's Iborn Scott. I work with Infinite Electronics. I am the ERP solution manager at my organization. We're end users. We run Dynamics GP, Dynamics CRM, and Dynamics Nav. We'll be upgrading to Dynamics BC next year. I've been in the Dynamics space for about 20 years, primarily with the Dynamics Nav application, and then some CRM and now GP. As far as simple holiday tradition, I guess the one we do have is Christmas Eve. We allow everyone to open up one present. Then you have to wait until tomorrow to open the rest. So,
Awesome. Very cool. Very cool. John.
Hi, everyone. Nice to meet you. I'm probably the odd one out here a little bit. I work for Microsoft. I am a tactical specialist on Dynamics. I specifically focus on customer service, sales, field service, and the Power Platform as well. So that's a little bit of me. I've been doing it for about 6 years. I work with state and local government. So there's probably a lot of other folks that may get some value out of this as well from state and local government, but I wanted to kind of introduce myself to everyone first. I've been at Microsoft for 15 years, so I've covered other things, Azure, SQL Server, analysis services, BizTalk back in the day, says how old I am. And I've been working in PubSec now for about 25 years. Let's see, a simple holiday tradition, decoration, and that's the front yard. That's my purview. The wife gets the inside. So every year I get to add something new to the front yard to make it a little bit more exciting.
Cool. All right, Lisa. Looks like you're on mute.
Yep, got it. Hi, I'm Lisa Hornbaker, and I work at Patagonia. We sell outdoor clothing, and I've been with the company for about 17 years. We were previously on AX, and in 2019, we transitioned over to D365 F&O. That was our first go live event. Then in 2020, our second go live event was actually bringing on e-commerce and some of the retail stores. And then last year, we brought on Europe and Japan, and we have about 800 users. And so I'm the ERP support manager. So we've been pretty busy. Our holiday tradition, not baking cookies. I'm really good at eating the cookies. So.
Yeah, I feel that role too. I keep telling my wife, not so many every year, because I feel bad throwing them out. I've got to eat them. So.
Yeah. Oh, and by the way, and Gavin, yes, we also used Sunrise for, we still use Sunrise, and actually hired a couple of the Sunrise consultants on our team. So they are, I can attest, they are good.
And I'm working with Josh.
Shoot. His last name is eluding me. For reporting?
Oh, yeah. Yes.
Yes. He was really good. He's really good.
All right. Okay, well, we got two Marks, so I'm going to go with the Mark that didn't put in their last name. Just says Mark Guest. There we go.
Hey, everybody. I recognize some of the faces. My name is Mark Abus of Dyn365 Pros. We're a partner. I'm really happy to see that this group is getting active again. I used to co-manage a chapter in San Diego. So this is real exciting. And as a partner, it's my job to really help support the community. So that's what I'm here to do. As far as holiday traditions, a new one for us is something called Lightscape. It's at the San Diego Botanical Garden. It's a light show, an amazing light show. It takes about 25, 30 minutes to walk through, and it's just awe-inspiring. I take a lot of pictures, a lot of fun. And that's it. As far as what we do, we're a customer engagement partner. So everyone else calls that CRM. So obviously I'm familiar, and I use all those applications as well as Power BI and Power Automate and Power Apps, et cetera, et cetera. So here to support the community. So Dan, anything you need help with in the future, please let me know. And if I'm able to, I'll make time for you.
We'll do. That's coming up in a slide in a little bit. So.
All right. Thanks, everybody.
You won't get off too quick. All right. And then we'll go to the next Mark.
Hey, everybody. How we doing? My name is Mark Eulalia. I work for an organization called Workflow Solutions. So for those that aren't familiar, Workflow is essentially, they act as a talent acquisition and consultancy firm. So for organizations that are looking to implement or transition to Dynamics, we have consultants that will help come in and help understand what that transition will look like and figure out the project in terms of partnering with a partner that you've identified. On top of just kind of making sure that I'm up to speed on what's happening in the industry and the insights of what Microsoft is doing. That's kind of the ways that I help with within the community. My relationship to Dynamics specifically is before I got into talent acquisition, I actually worked in IT. So I got all the way to an assistant director of IT within the financial investment industry. Originally from the Midwest, I live in Los Angeles now. So this was what I feel like a lifetime ago. But I'm sure a lot of you are looking at me saying, "You sure you're not in your first life? You look a little young there." So, so during my time there, I had experience in SQL Server, Power Platform. So I have experience in terms of my own personal use. But that's one of the reasons why I'm here today, is because I have my own personal agenda of like learning, the technologies and just keeping my hand on the pulse of of what got me into tech in the first place, right? So that's pretty much what what I'm about. In terms of a simple holiday tradition, my family is super loud, so one of the traditions I love during the holidays is getting together and fighting over who gets to sing karaoke first, and then I'm not sure if you all do it, but just belching songs out loud and singing every holiday favorite, or for me felt like forever ago, but the NSYNC holidays and the Mariah Carey holidays and things like that. Those musics and music videos, we love to get together and sing it. So that's my my simple holiday tradition.
Awesome, thanks.
Yeah, of course.
Michael.
Hey there, everyone. My name is Mike Halford. I work with Green Shade Software. We're an ISV, and we basically have a platform where we provide in-house payroll, HR solutions, as well as payroll tax service, and your informs, W-2s, 1099s, those kind of things. So I am a payroll account executive with Green Shades, and so there's possibility that I might even have some of you as clients. So that's what I'm here for, is just to kind of be a part of the group and get a little bit more grasp on how everything works in your everyday lives. And for me, holiday traditions, there's a couple. Kind of a general sense would be gift giving, but we do it in a bunch of different ways. Just depends on the year. We'll either do Secret Santa, White Elephant. Sometimes we do gag gifts where we have a specific person you got to get a gag gift for. Those are always fun. And then the other tradition, which is my favorite, is I I smoke a prime rib for Christmas dinner every year, and I'm really looking forward to that.
That one sounds good. Sounds good. All right, Ryan.
Are we all invited, Mike? Because that sounds amazing.
I was gonna say, yeah, you can't say that and then not extend the invite.
I might need to order a few extra prime ribs, so
Prime
give
ribs
me
sounds amazing.
some RSVPs.
Yeah,
You guys hear me?
we can.
Yes.
Sorry, that didn't echo. Yeah, Ryan Pennant from a company called QWare. We're an ISV. We make add-ons for Dynamics CE, aka CRM, and been in the CRM space for like 23, 24 years, and been with Dynamics in particular as a user and ISV since 3.0, whenever that was. And I'm also obviously a user of Dynamics, so it's always good to kind of keep my finger on the pulse of this stuff. Holiday tradition, we usually have the family over on Christmas Eve. It's a pretty big family, married a Latina, so as you can imagine, sometimes it could be a very large extended family. So we usually will do that. And I think Mark was discussing karaoke. We definitely do some of that. And some of my personal things, of course, are I like to view the Christmas lights. So that's always cool to see. I love lights. And of course, we like to put a few extra out on the house every year now. So yeah, I think this year we went a little bit crazier on the lights. So, but I've noticed my neighbors are all, throwing them out there now. So it's like trying to keep up with the Joneses. So
Yeah, it
that's
is.
us.
Awesome. And I think Ashley came in after we got started. So Ashley, give you a chance to introduce yourself.
Hi. Yeah, dang it. I thought I was going to sneak right by you guys.
No, I don't miss it.
Oh, good. My name's Ashley. I work at Via Health. My role there is a system administrative support for D365. Technical analyst is my actual title. It is my first technical role supporting the application. My relationship with Dynamics came and started as an end user at my previous company, where we implemented advanced warehousing and procurement. Those were our two, I guess, biggest modules and involvement in D365. And that implementation was one for the books, which I'm sure they all are. But that really sparked my interest, just being an end user and really involved during that implementation, which brought me to here now supporting it and end users. So I've attended a lot of meet and groups, but now this is like I'm attending it in a new, I guess, mindset now that I'm supporting the application. So I'm excited. My simple holiday tradition, well, I would say the food. Um, I definitely my parents every year. I don't know. The older I get, my mom's not cooking as much. I don't know, but it never fails. Christmas Eve, she makes the best lasagna, and I'm looking forward to it. So it's a little tradition and it's the simple things. So.
And Ashley, maybe I missed it. Which Dynamics are you on? Finance or?
Oh, finance and operations. I
Okay.
apologize. Yes.
Perfect. Perfect. Well, thank you everybody for that. It makes some good connections. It sounds like we've got a good mix, some partners, some ISVs, some customers, some F&O, some Business Central, some CE, kind of got a good mix. So with that, I'm going to scroll to the next slide here, Liz, and let you tell us a little bit about Dynamics User Group.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Dan. And yes, everybody, welcome. I too am very excited to see such a great mix of users, partners, ISVs, and our one Microsoft employee. So thank you all for being here and supporting the group. You are attending a Dynamics User Group Meetup event. Doug Meetups are just one of the programs that Doug offers. And so if you've not heard about Doug, I want to just take a couple of minutes and introduce you to us. Doug is a community. It's a free community. We offer free individual memberships, and we're very much tied to the goal of helping to offer free education and content training, networking for everybody in the community. So whether you are an end user, partner, ISV, or Microsoft employee, everyone is welcome. Everybody is open to have that free membership. You just need to visit dynamicsusergroup.com. Meetups is one of our programs. You can also access our webinar program. This was one of our newer programs this year. Again, free educational content that's offered virtually. We do still have some online discussion forums. These forums have been around since 1995, actually. So if you have a quick question, that's a great place to get a quick answer with some great experts in our community who are willing to share. Our YouTube channel has close to 700 videos on it now, primarily around educational content on the core Microsoft Dynamics 365, Dynamics GP, as well as the Power Platform. Many of these videos have come from recorded webinars or even from our DynamicsCon virtual event, which I'll talk about here in just a second. It is also the place where you can go and find prior Doug Meetup events. So if you missed one and it was virtual and recorded like this one is, you'll be able to go back and access it. So it's a really great resource for you to use. And our team up partners are, for those of you who are end users, if you're looking for solutions or things to extend your product, our team up members are a great place to start. And if you are a partner or an ISV, this is a wonderful way for you to get some exposure, additional exposure in the community. This is one of the ways that we are able to fund our organization is through our team up partners. So we very much appreciate them. We are probably most, I guess, famously known for our DynamicsCon events, though. And so if you're able to join us in person, our next DynamicsCon Live, which is our annual community event, will be held May 13th through the 16th in Denver, Colorado. We will cover all of the products that are part of the Doug community, which is GP, all the D365 products, as well as Power Platform. And I do have a promo code there for you if you are able to join us. Happy to provide all of you $100 off of your registration, which is definitely open now. And if you aren't able to travel to Denver to join us in May, the other option we have for a larger conference would be our DynamicsCon virtual event. This is a free event, and it's truly driven by community. We will be hosting, I think it's our 5th virtual event next November. And the great thing about this event is that not only is it free to attend, but the community gets to decide on the content that's presented. So sometime probably around April of next year, we will open up our call for proposals, our call for sessions, and all of those sessions that then get turned over to the community and you get to vote on the sessions. The highest rated sessions will be the ones that will actually be played in November. So it's a really great crowdsourcing activity and really helps us to make sure that our content is great and giving everybody the latest and greatest. I am happy to connect with any of you if you have any other questions. But thank you again, Dan, for helping to lead this group, and for all of you for being here today. We really appreciate it, and I hope you get some good education today.
All right, and with that, I'm going to go ahead and launch a poll. Hopefully it works here, because I'm curious to know who's going to Denver. So jump on in there and throw in a response. And, if you're not sure yet, I've got the maybe option in there. I will be there. My company is actually a sponsor, so hopefully see a few of you there. One of my thoughts is if there is a good group from SoCal, maybe we could, grab a table from lunch or something like that and, get together there as well. So give it another second there to make sure everybody gets a chance to respond. I think we've got a good, so it looks like we've got a pretty good mix. Few still out on the fence on the maybes, but that's good to see. So excited to see that. So with that, I'm gonna jump ahead into a couple of the other topics I put together for this meeting. Again, a little bit of the background. We started this group about a year ago, did an initial meeting, and then we did an in-person meeting, I think first quarter, and then unfortunately I got busy over the summer and didn't have any help, so we kind of got delayed after that. So I wanted to get back into everybody and then hopefully get 24 off to a good start. So what I wanted to cover today, just kind of throw out there, this is what I'm hearing a lot of our customers ask us for. So I wanted to share that with you. And then again, everybody can come off mute if they've got questions, topics, the whole thing about the user groups being able to learn from each other. But the one thing I hear every one of our customers always asking, what's coming next? There's all these different products from Microsoft. What is the coming in the next release? How do I find out about that? So with that, as we've talked, when we talk D365, we're talking about a lot of different things, right? Whether we're talking about the CE solutions around sales, marketing, customer service, whether we're on the finance and operations side, whether we're on Business Central, whether we're on Power Platforms. So how do you keep it all straight? And this is what I recommend to my clients is Microsoft's really good at sharing this information. And the first place I go, and I'm just gonna launch it here, is the release planner. So Microsoft has this website of their release planner. And if we see over here on the left-hand side of this site, you can break down both Dynamics 365 and Power Platform. So depending on what application you're using, if you're working in finance and operations, we can come down here to finance, and you'll see it's kind of broken up three different ways: what's planned, what's coming soon, and what is available to try now. So a lot of things go into preview, go into private preview or public preview. So you can come in here and see, for example, try it now. There's business performance planning. It's letting us know that public preview is coming this month. We can open this up and get more information about that. Get some screenshots possibly, and you can continue to drill down from there. So I have this site marked myself in my bookmarks, so I'm often coming out here because they do keep it up to date. The one thing, and most of us that have been around Microsoft very long know that you'll see, public preview November 23rd, general preview, general availability December 23rd. It's generally available when they ship it. That date may change, right? So I'll come in here all the time and look and see when stuff's been updated, when things have moved. So these dates do change, but I can see, if I need to download a new version, or, I can go into other products, sales, see what's coming on the sales side, sales engagement. We're going to talk in a few minutes about Copilot. You're going to see a lot of stuff coming around Copilot. I'll let you know, I've attended a couple conferences lately, including the Power Platform conference that Microsoft put on in Vegas. They got a lot of stuff coming down the pipe. I tell a lot of my younger staff that joined the firm, it's like, hope you want to never know everything, because Microsoft will keep new things coming to you quite often. So I use the release planner, and then you can also get product updates. So we can come in here. If you didn't attend the Microsoft Business Application launch event, they launch a wave twice a year. They do a launch event, so you can come rewatch that event. And then you can see, again, all the highlights by product, right? So whether you're in project or HR or Business Central, and again, they include Power Platform in here too. A lot of new stuff coming with Power BI. I went into Power BI to do something today, and it's like, hold it, it didn't look like this when I was in there 2 weeks ago. They're changing kind of the interface, things like that. So, I really wanted to point those sites out. It really just depends what product you're in. I do finance and operations, so there's a lot coming on analytics for that product. I know there's a lot coming with Copilot for many of the other products. So let me pause there. Any questions? Anybody have a new feature they know that's coming that they want to make sure everybody else is aware of? Anything like that? All righty. Well, then I'm going to jump into the next topic. And this is the other topic that all of my customers are asking about, and most of my staff is asking about. What is Copilot, and how can it help me? So with that being said, let's see if this works.
Were you expecting audio?
Are you not getting the audio?
No, when you share, you should have shared and then you said include
We'll
audio.
try it again. I thought I did. We'll try it again. Let me reshare. Oh, nope, the box got turned off. Thank you. Let's try it again.
9 out of 10 workers said that automation and AI-powered tools would help them focus on meaningful work. Introducing Microsoft Dynamics 365 Copilot, AI-powered assistance to get more done with less effort and take on the tasks that keep you from the work that matters. From summarizing meeting notes, complete with action items and follow-up dates, to helping you get started with emails and content. Whether you're a seller following up with a proposal, a marketer promoting a new product, or a service agent providing world-class customer support, Copilot is there when you need it to suggest responses, documents, and ideas in the moment, and get help just by asking in a conversational way. Copilot features can help write a compelling product description for online stores, or help find the right audience simply by typing who they want to reach. Copilot can even help with your supply chain by predicting risks before they become a problem, and provide clear steps to take action. Copilot is built into Dynamics 365, using artificial intelligence developed responsibly by Microsoft, empowering employees to deliver better customer experiences and drive efficiency across the organization. Dynamics 365 Copilot, the world's first AI copilot in both CRM and ERP.
All right, so I'm sure everybody has heard about Copilot in some form. And Copilot is, it's a lot of different things, right? And that was the Dynamics ERP and CRM Copilot. It's also going to be in Microsoft Office. As I mentioned, I went to that Power Platform conference. The thing I loved about that Power Platform conference, they showed how it's going to work with Office. And the fact that if you have a Teams meeting that you can't attend for some reason, you can tell Copilot to follow that meeting. It will make sure that meeting is recorded. It will send you a transcript and summarize all the decisions made, the next steps, all of that. Now, of course, the joke I had with a couple of employees, what happens when we all follow the meeting and nobody shows up? Then maybe Copilot tells us what the tasks are. But it's becoming very pervasive through all the products, and I think it's kind of a game changer for Microsoft and what they're offering. So this screen kind of spells out where it's coming out in certain areas. Certain areas it's light. Finance and operations, there's just a little bit of Copilot right now, where I know sales, marketing, field service, there's a lot more on the Power Platform for Copilot. Anybody out there have some experience, anything they want to share about what they've seen in Copilot so far?
Hi, Dan. This is David Savelli.
Hey, David, how are you?
Good. So when I was in New York for Encore, there was somebody was showing how they're creating some Copilots for service. So to help the field service people with diagnostics and repairs, which I thought was really interesting. That was sort of some interesting stuff. So they're doing. They did say though they are really focusing on sales and manufacturing, but there's a little bit of work going on service. And basically, they got so much to do that they're going after the squeaky wheels on where to put those Copilot effort in.
Yeah, that's true. And then there's the concern a lot of people have around AI, right? And Chat GPT. I know for example, at our firm, they've blocked all the Chat GPT websites and all of that. They've given us a front end to do something similar, but they don't open the public sites because they don't want us to share client data accidentally. So there's a lot going on around that. Anybody else have anything they'd like to share?
Hey, this is Mark Abus. I've been demonstrating Copilot to my clients. I'd say the app that works inside of Outlook is ready for prime time, whereas the version that is evolving in real time for sales, Dynamics 365 for sales, not quite ready for prime time. Interesting. Might want to turn it on in your non-production environment just to check it out. But it's very exciting stuff. Some of what it does that's really interesting is summarizing emails, writing emails. Within Dynamics, it almost acts like Power BI, and I can ask it questions about sales pipeline, largest opportunity, summaries of accounts and quotes and so on, and it delivers back data that is, again, it's about 50% there, but I think they're definitely headed in the right direction. If you've got an enterprise license, you've got rights to the version for both Dynamics and for Office 365.
Right. Yeah. No, I would say, I've played with it in finance and supply chain as well. And definitely it is still in preview. Matter of fact, like I've had multiple instances where it gets updated and it no longer works. And I have to uninstall and reinstall, which you don't want to do that in production. So I know they're still working, but the two versions of it there help you do collection emails. So help you analyze your AR and type the collection emails for you. And then the other side is analyzing purchase orders. And if purchase orders are delayed or changed, how does that impact production? Now, the comment most of my clients had when they saw that is, oh, now I have to go update dates on purchase orders. So, the thing about AI and Copilot is it only works on the data it has to work with. So we've got to make sure we're prompting it correctly. So I think there's gonna be a lot of training on how to write prompts. Has anybody played with the new Microsoft Designer? Create their own logos or their own avatar? It was going around in LinkedIn last week, I think. Nobody wants to admit that they made their own avatar.
I did not, but many on my team and many in my network did, and I had a blast like looking at all of them. And yeah, would love to hear if anybody did their own.
I might have done a few. I'm not going to share any of them, but it was fun to play with and see how. Well, first of all, to put the same prompt in twice and get totally different results. So, I think
that
that
is
kind of goes to your
interesting.
comment, Mark, about the things being 50% correct, right? And then the other was if you would make one slight change, how that changed the logo, the image, whatever it brought you back. So, if you just simply change from green eyes to blue eyes, maybe the whole face and everything changed. It was kind of interesting to see how it works. But yeah, you could certainly waste a lot of time playing with those. Well, I've got one more video here, kind of talks about more of the ERP side and what they're doing with Business Central. So let's take a look at this one.
You're used to asking questions to uncover the insights you need and solving problems by chatting with coworkers, customers, or vendors. Now, Copilot in Microsoft Dynamics 365 Business Central offers you a new way to continue the conversation. Copilot is your everyday AI companion for work, built on Microsoft's industry-leading privacy and security. It's here to help you find the answers to your questions quickly and easily. For the first time, Business Central users are empowered to interact with their data using their own words. Use Copilot to skip traditional menu navigation and locate records faster. Didn't find exactly what you were looking for? You can ask follow-up questions to clarify and refine your search. Copilot acts as a virtual assistant, helping you track down the right information at the right time, all using natural language. Even complex searches become easy. Get answers to questions on how, when, or why to do things. So new users can get up to speed quickly, and longtime employees can learn new skills. Copilot gives your employees an edge by leading them to the next step, so processes are easier to learn and problems are easier to solve. With every day bringing something new, Copilot helps you reclaim time so you can work smarter, adapt faster, and perform better. Be ready for what's next with Dynamics 365 Business Central.
So, to get started, I think Mark mentioned a lot of them are in preview. Put it in your sandbox. Check out the Microsoft Docs site. They're going to, have the latest information for you on what's available. So you'll find it there in the release planner, and you can drill down to the Docs site and figure out how to install it, anything like that. So just wanted to share that information about what's coming new and Copilot, and then really take the rest of our time talking about what do you guys want from this user group. So like I mentioned, I reached out to Liz a little over a year ago. We didn't have anything in Southern California. Said happy to help you start it. It's been a little slow to get things started, but I hope 24 we can be a little more active in the group. So I really want to open it up for some discussion and talking about how do we get more end users. I'm glad to see the number of users we have on today. That's great. And how do we get even more users? Because as partners we can provide some assistance, but it's really here to help the end user. And then how often should we meet? And I think Mark threw out helping with leadership. This is not my baby. I mean, it is, but I want to share it with others. So, we all get busy. And, as I told y'all, I'm taking on a second job with a professorship. So less hours I'm going to have available probably. So I'm happy to bring others into helping to plan. And that leads to that last bullet point, others that are interested in presenting or hosting. So with that, like to throw it open. Anybody have, I've got some polling questions I could use to make you guys talk, but I'm going to, before I do that, see if anybody wants to come off mute. Anybody's got some thoughts, comments, ideas. Oh,
Dan, this is David Savelli.
Hey, David.
I can completely relate because I was leading the LA chapter for a while, and was in your position. And it is, I have to, hand it to you. It is difficult to get these together and get everybody to put it in there. I think the biggest problem always is presenting something so people will appear and show up and participate. I'll help any way I can. I got some ideas, but again, if you depend on the same people, you just run out of mojo. You just run out of material. So I always say, I got 2 or 3 good ideas in me. After that, it may not be that good. So I get the biggest pool you can get to presenters is, in presenting interesting and new stuff. I'll help you however I can, though.
No, I appreciate that, David. Thank you. So with that, I'll launch one of the polls I had, and it's kind of an open, what topics would you like to see covered? So, one thing with the Dynamics user group that is good is there is a pool of speakers, right? So the user group has put together those of us that like to speak and present at these events. So if we have topics that we want covered, it's not necessarily on us to be able to come up with that content. We can work it with Microsoft. We can work with other user groups, other experts in the field, and get those topics covered. The key is, what do people want to hear? What will draw them to that? So I can see I'm getting no responses on that. So you guys don't want to hear about anything? What do you want to learn from a user group? Why'd y'all join today?
Hey Dan, this is Iborn. Sorry. What I was looking for and what I think is helpful, just with some of the things you mentioned about what's coming down the pipe for Microsoft, staying abreast of the newer technologies. I joined this one to learn more about Copilot.
Okay.
So yeah, that's what I look for when I attend the meetups, is to know what's new, and anything that's related to Business Central and CRM. Any meetups like that, I always try to attend.
Okay. Well, that's good. That's good to hear. Yeah, I see a lot about new features, and that's one of the things as well with this group, because as you notice, the name of the group's the Dynamics 365 user group, Southern California. So we all know the Southern California region well, that we're going from probably Ventura to, the Mexico border, quite a large region. Plus we have finance, we have Business Central, we have Power Platform, we have CE, sales, all of that. So I think I've joked with Liz before, this could be 12 user groups versus 1 user group. So one thing we've thought about is having, different meetings, having a sales and marketing specific user group meeting versus a finance and supply chain or a Business Central group. So happy to do things like that. One of the options too, you all went through the Meetup website to sign up and that you were attending this. That website has discussion boards on it. I've posted out there before, what do people want to hear about, and didn't get too much feedback. If I can get feedback from there, then again, I can work with Liz or others and get those presenters. So, it's really, as Liz said, we're here to help the user community. So we need to know how the user community wants helped to do that. So Liz, anything you want to add to that maybe?
Help us help you. Is that what you're trying to say, Dan?
Yeah.
Yes, I think there is just a lot of things that people are wanting to hear about, but in Southern California specifically, it is hard. Like we're here to listen and we're here to shape and drive the community in a way that is beneficial for all of you. And so in order to do that, we need your input. So I see some submissions here which have come in, which is awesome. So thank you for sharing, and feel free to add additional ideas and ways to grow the group, either with me or with Dan on the discussion boards in this chat. We're here to listen and on all places.
And then I've just thrown up another poll, and I put out, do we want to meet monthly, quarterly, yearly? I guess we could do semi-annually. I didn't put that as a choice, but what's your thought? I lean more personally, and I'll go ahead and put my vote in. I lean towards quarterly as probably the best answer. But again, we may rotate that, right? We may be able to in month 1, 4, 7, and 10 do sales and marketing, and the other month do finance or something like that. We could split it up that way. So that's good. So getting some good responses there. It looks like everybody's mainly towards monthly. I guess the other one, I should have done a poll for this, location. So I'm just going to do a quick one, throw that up there, and I'm just going to let you fill in the blank. Where would you like to meet? Virtually, or I know we tried it in person in Orange County, in Irvine. There's a Microsoft office in Irvine, in Santa Monica. I think there's one in San Diego. I mean, there's various different options. So I'm seeing a lot of virtual. Looks like virtual's getting the biggest word. I mean, the thing I like to do in person because it's easier to do the networking that way in person. So I tend to go that way, but I also understand the traffic and the size of this area. It's hard to find a right spot.
The problem too with Los Angeles is it's just so spread out. People in Orange County aren't going to come to LA back and forth. That's why we used to go one in San Diego and then next quarter in LA. And then finally we ended up having virtual ones, even with physical ones. Just
like
that might be, we might do a hybrid.
That's actually a really good idea, David, to kind of move it around each quarter, but also offer a hybrid option. I guess my fear with that is that because of the traffic in Southern California, there won't be anybody that shows up in person and everybody will just join virtually.
What we ended up doing, which was a lot better, was instead of having it early in the morning or late, we were having it later in the afternoon. So instead of it being at 9 o'clock and people would have to leave their house at 6, we were having it like 2:30 or 3. So people would go to the office and then come over, and then we would have an event afterwards to have dinner or drinks afterwards, to sort of, give
That's
a reason.
A great idea.
Yeah, it gave people a chance, and it's, you're not, traffic in LA is always gonna be traffic.
Yeah.
Afternoon, and then you have a couple drinks. Well, not a couple drinks and drive home, but have some dinner. Have some
dinner
poppers.
and a drink, right?
Have some chicken tenders and a beer and go home. Yeah.
No, that's good, David. That's good. All right. Any other questions, thoughts? So we're sitting in December. DynamicsCon Live is in May. What if does March sound like a good time? Maybe give me some reactions, thumbs up, whatever. If that sounds like maybe a good time to try and do another virtual event.
Yeah.
Seeing some thumbs up on that. Okay, maybe we can look at planning that. And what I'll do is out in that meetup group is throw out another poll question or just open a discussion to, gather ideas. And also, one thing that works a lot with a lot of groups, and maybe throw it out there to our users that are on Patagonia, if you'd like to do a presentation on a case study on how some things you learned in your implementation or in something you've done recently, users love to hear that stuff.
Yep.
So I'd love to give the users the opportunity to share, where you've been successful or maybe where you failed, things like that others can learn from. Love to help you put that together. And, again, I'm happy to help you put a deck together, whatever, if you're not comfortable with that. But to do the present, I'd be more than willing to assist. But I think that would certainly drive attendance. Customers always love to hear other customers present.
And likewise for the partners, if you have a customer implementation that a lot of lessons were learned, I think getting your customer, or even doing a co-presentation between the partner and the customer organization, I think those would be great as well. I know not a lot of end users feel super comfortable with presenting, and that's a really good way to kind of get your feet wet.
Yeah, I've also always felt when I get to present, I end up getting to learn it a lot better. I've made that mistake.
Too.
I've made that mistake a few times and submitted session titles to DynamicsCon. They say, "Guess what? You were selected." It's like, oh shoot, guess I better learn that presentation quick. But it's a good way to help you dive in and do that. So. All right, well, that's what I had. Does anybody have anything else they'd like to share with the group, or maybe we'll give everybody a few minutes back in their afternoon? I'm sure we all got Christmas shopping to go do anyway. Well, it sounds pretty quiet, so I'll take that as nobody has anything else. Again, I just want to thank everybody for joining today. I will get this. I'll go ahead and stop the recording and get this shared out on our group and get some questions out there to plan the next meeting in March.
Thank you. Thanks so much, Dan.
Thanks, Dan.
All righty. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, Dan.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.
Everyone.